Last night we wrapped up the end wall sheeting. We got all the taping done around the perimeter. Today we are waiting on our soffit material to show up, our soffit J channel, and we've got to do the ridge cap. So soffits, fascia, ridge cap. This girl is done. The last major task is going to be putting the ridge cap on. 8/12 pitch ridge caps always stink because it's really hard to be as safe as possible. We're going to boom the boom up, we're going to tether to it, and then just kind of move down the roof so that we can be as safe as possible. First thing we have to do for the ridge cap, put these clips down. And yes, this roof is hard to walk, so we are strapped in. I'm tethered to the basket. We're just gonna move the basket down, stay as close as we can. And we gotta put these clips all on. Those go first, and then we basically bend up the tops once they're screwed. That one's not screwed yet. Bend up the tops, slide our vented ridge in, screw them down, and then set your ridge cap on, and then they get riveted right here. Once all the brackets are screwed down, as you can see, we got a double bead sealant that goes underneath the screw. Take extra precaution. So we got the rubber head washer on top, tri-bead sealer or double bead sealer on the bottom, and then we open these all up, and this is where our vented ridge will go. Then we'll close it down, screw it. That way the vented ridge can't blow out ever. Hopefully this is the last time I have to go up on this roof. We've got all of the ridge venting down, clips installed, and now we're ready to put the ridge, and gonna be a lot of riveting here very soon. Okay, so now you can see the ridge cap, the way this works. Here's the cutaway or whatever cross section. We've got our foam filler that goes underneath our brackets we installed. Then we telescope notch our ridge cap. We will use a really good caulk. This stuff is like, see if I can turn the tube. Yeah, it's a really good caulk, like super sticky, doesn't like get hard. We'll put a couple beads here. We'll bring this next piece overlapped. It will, the hem will lock around this piece. That's why it's telescope, so it'll hem in and it'll end right here. Look like one nice piece. And then what we do is we rivet on top into these. Okay, so the reason we don't use like a Z closure on this, which would be like a piece of Z flashing, and just slide it over top of our hems and have no fasteners, is because my manufacturer does not think the slotted Z closure or slotted J has enough airflow CFM for a vented ridge. So we opt for this, which means we've got to do rivets. Only thing I don't like about the rivets is it adds a little bit of oil can. You can see it. And obviously this is very extreme due to the lighting, but it looks great from the ground, don't get me wrong. Dark steel oil can's bad anyway compared to a light steel, and black of all colors is the darkest. But I promise Jimmy is gonna look great. A little bit of oil can on flat steel is pretty much expected. It sucks. Just got off the roof in time. Now it's raining. Got a little package in the mail here. Last day we're here, I hope. The rain just started coming down. Oh, hope it's not breakable. J-Hem Woodworking. I don't know what this is, Jimmy, but I'm going to use it to open this up. Kyle, Jimmy, and Greg. War is hell, so is barn building. Midwest isn't the same without you and Greg. Feels empty, alone, scary. Be safe. Keep the wind to your back and the compass pointed north. Maybe it says like bang the out of that barn and be safe. DiResta Dream Shop. Ah, look what we got in here. We got Casey's gummy worms, mixed pretzels, warheads, and Casey's donuts. Yes. Oh, Jeff, nice job, dude. This just made my day.
Did you really just ship Casey's donuts?
Oh, here we go. What do we got here? FedEx truck? Awesome, finally have our soffit J channel, our fascia, like everything we needed to wrap up just showed up. Well, it's not a mega deck, but I got all my soffit. I got an air compressor because I need to finish off some sheeting at the top of the roof, or sorry, top of the wall, and got trims. Yeah, I should be good to go for a while. Worst part is I can't control it myself, so that means Greg got to sit in the seat the whole time. Got a little blue skies that moved in. It's already about 4:20, so it's gonna get dark soon, but we're gonna try to get out here, get this soffit fascia done. I don't think we'll get to the ridge cap today. We're gonna have to probably do it in the morning. First thing I gotta do is, because this is like 20 foot and some change, sheeting to be efficient, I did not rip it longer and then have like scrap. I went ahead and went all 4 foot like increments, so I got 4, 8, 8, 8, 8, 4. But then that means I got like a little 4-inch rip that I got to do up here to put my soffits on. Well, this is ridiculous. Really don't have any other option. We're leaving tomorrow, and this got to get done. Of course the weather's going to turn to crap. That's called Murphy's Law. But the good thing is all we have to do is keep making progress. Struggle out here has just been the fact that we haven't had our machinery. It's just, you know, the processes that we are used to are just taking a little bit longer. So, you know, that was where I should have probably, and if I were to do it again, I would spend the money to ship my equipment out to the job site. The difference in price to use this equipment versus have my own shipped out here, and I could have had it for as long as I needed it. I want to say it was maybe like 3,000 bucks. So it's definitely a lot of money, but ease of working, morale, efficiencies, those things all add up too, and they're worth something. You just got to spend a little bit of money to make it go a lot easier. This lift is a pretty good lift, but not for what we're doing. And the reason is, you know, my trims are, let's say, 10 foot long. That means I got to cover a 10-foot space of soffit just to put up one piece of trim. So I'm doing a lot of back and forth because this basket is not very big. See, can't reach it. So got to move in. We'll move over. Now, it's not a big deal to move, but now I got to go back that way in order to put one of my fascia trims on. Basically, they hook right up into the brake trim. That's nice and tight to my fascia. Sorry, my residential E flashing. That goes up in, that's what keeps it nice and tight. I'm not even holding it. Take my punch, find the middle of the piece. Nice. You don't want to over tighten any trim screws because then it will sometimes cause puckering that you don't necessarily want. Now you might be asking why there's so much footage in the dark. First off, daylight savings time hit us just a couple days ago, and that definitely threw a wrench into the work day. Also, the days are getting shorter, so it seems like by 5 o'clock we've got darkness and no other options. I don't want to work in the dark, but I want to get done. So DeWalt 18 gauge cordless stapler is perfect for soffit. It's got a nice small nose, so you can get it right in there, shoot it, get a nice tack up while you install the rest of your soffit so you can put your fascia on. I used to use an air, you know, a pneumatic stapler, but having hoses, compressors, all that stuff, cordless is the way to go. Anytime you can buy a tool that's cordless, I recommend it because you're going to save a ton of time, which is going to increase efficiency, which is going to increase profitability. You know, anytime you can work better, faster, smarter, harder, you're probably going to be motivated to do more work because it's not so hard, which is like a secular thing. And then pretty soon your customers are happier, you're happier, your co-workers, your workers, whatever. Go cordless, just do it. Also, this is all steel soffit fascia, not aluminum, so the stapler does work good even in steel. One thing I really wish this basket would do is rotate. That way I could square up to the wall. That would be nice. Whenever we do the fascia, we also notch out about 1.5 inches on the leading edge. That way the next one will lock into it. That way you don't necessarily have just an overlap. Cut just a part of the hem off. That way the next hem, which is right here, you can see this black line here. The black line is the hem, and we notch it out. So the next piece will slide right over this edge. Boom. The reason I'm using a punch is because I'm using a stainless screw pan head, low profile, so it won't be so noticeable. But for whatever reason, they're not liking to engage into the steel very well. So just to make a nice clean cut without any mishaps where your screw gun kind of goes haywire, I've had that happen a couple times, and you don't want to have to replace steel. So make a punch. That way it goes in a lot easier.